Hello, my fellow comic collectors. This is such a fun day. This is going to be a really great interview. I'm with a fellow Canadian who just happens to be the Hunt's world champion of, I don't know, wrestling for comics. I don't know like how it works. And his name is Bleeker, and he's just on so many shows. He is a great, great collector, a great part of the community, and I'm really excited to have him on the show. Without further ado, hi
Hey, hey,
Bleeker,
how you doing,
Bleeker
man?
Street. So
Awesome.
yeah,
You know what? I know we haven't we've been on a couple shows together, but I haven't officially met you, and it's really good to meet you and talk to you, brother.
yeah.
Very
So
cool.
we actually like just so I can tell my audience, we actually met on Biggie Shaq's show, and I think I actually saw you on like a couple other shows as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah. You'll see me on Spine Ticks. You'll see me on what is it? The Comic Kingpins,
yeah,
stuff like that.
and
The
the
Hunt,
Hunt,
of course,
obviously.
because I'm the world champion of comic books.
Yeah,
Anybody want to get on there and battle for comic books? Or well, we don't battle for comic books. We just battle for basically, rights, bragging rights.
bragging rights.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it is. It's fun, live. It's awesome. Get on there.
Yeah. So for those people that are not familiar, it's the Hunt that puts it on,
Tony Sanders does it.
Tony Sanders, and he basically it's called the Hunt, I should say, and it's just a show where everyone kind of puts on these wrestling personas, and they show their comics and they battle it out with comics basically. And
It's
it's
true.
it's fun. It's a fun show.
That's all it is. It's just a lot of fun. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
just a ton of fun. It's no, uh, it's a lot of acting and fun. To be honest, it's all jokes. There's a lot of shit talking. There's a lot of smack talking. It's just
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we all go backstage. Or like, oh my god, that was awesome! I can't believe you said that. That was great. Totally got the audience on your side. That kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
That's the cool thing about it. It is audience based in terms
Mhm.
of the referee or the judge, I should say. The judge is all the audience comments. Like you pick who wins, and you really have to sway the audience.
You
So
really do. Even in our last episode, Nick the comic nerd, I think I'm not sure. I think he might be a Canadian. I'm not sure if he's Canadian or not.
mhm.
But Nick the comic nerd, a sex bot. You get him in the comments section. They voted for his character, and that swayed the audience so much that he won a title against Biggie Shaq.
Oh
And
wow.
because the sex bot voted, and like that was like people were just, oh my god, I can't believe a bot voted for the demon, and that was it. That was it. That's all it took.
Yeah, it's like, so I always think of like those old wrestling shows, like or like WWE or WWF. Like
Oh
that's
yeah,
what I remember as a kid, right?
WWF baby.
Yeah. So now it's World Wildlife Foundation, but
Yeah.
who knows? Different era, different era. Um, so, but I always think about the ones that actually you like the most are not necessarily the good guys. It's the bad guys that that had the like over the top personalities, the trash talkers.
They say all the good stuff, and Tony,
Yeah.
oh my god, Tony's really good at it. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had
Mhm.
that kind of charisma. That guy can really,
Yeah, he's cool.
he's good, man. He's good when he trash talks, when he rhymes. God damn, he sounds like Reverend Jackson for fuck's sake. It's ridiculous.
He's
He's
awesome.
awesome. He's awesome. I'm telling you, the guy's a pretty awesome host. He's a nice dude. If you
Mhm.
ever want to get on the show, watch it, vote. If you want to get on, contact Tony Sanders, contact me, whatever you like. I'm on Instagram. You know.
Yeah, we'll have to have like an alpha flight team,
Oh,
like
nice.
the
Yes.
Canadians versus the Americans.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Alpha. That's not bad. I like it. I think that would work.
Yeah. So I know you've done this before, but how did you get into collecting comics? Tell me a bit about your origin story.
Origin story. Okay. Well, my older sister. I come from an adoptive family. She bought me some comic books when I was pretty young. They were Star Wars comic books. As you can see behind me, I totally love Star Wars. So
Yeah.
it's been a big deal. Yeah, it's been a big deal my whole life. That whole just the way I was brought up, the hero. wanting to save people, wanting to be saved myself. You know, that
Mhm.
whole deal is it's very strong. That's why I
Yeah.
collect comic books, for Pete's sake. You know, that whole thing is super strong within me, and you've always
Mhm.
wanted it. Heck, man, I still get chills and stuff when I watch superhero movies and they save kids and shit like that. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
it's just important. I think having heroes is pretty important in life. So
Yeah.
that's where it started, man. My sister bought me some Star Wars comic books. I stopped collecting at one point because I grew up and as a teenager and got more interested in girls and whatever else,
Other girls,
cigarettes.
other distractions.
Yeah, cooties. I got interested in cooties and then got back into it probably 5-6 years ago now, and
Mhm.
it's really there's a few characters like Batman Who Laughs was a big one for me.
Oh yeah.
The MCU was huge when that started taking off with Iron Man and stuff like that. Um, and obviously in the '90s we all watched Batman, X-Men, and like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
those were massive deals for me when I was a kid. Even the Spider-Man that was going on back then, I remember vividly watching the episode with Chameleon.
Mhm.
The first episode it came on at a nighttime because it was like this is the show that's going to be on at whatever time, but this episode was on at 8 o'clock at night, and I was like, oh
Mhm.
man, Spider Man, oh my god, and it was
Spider-Man
awesome.
prime time.
Yeah, man, it was awesome, So Spidey's always been a part. I've been watching Spidey my whole life.
Mhm.
He's my favorite character. Was,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
he's going to be up there my whole life, and
Yeah, he's always my top three.
yeah, I've been watching him since the good old days when he was swinging really straight legged, and
Yeah, the
it's
friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
oh geez, I think even before like the '50s, it was like those really those ones from the '70s, those really bad ones. They're great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's fighting the underground monsters and stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's
I
awesome.
think yeah, so good, so good. So
Yeah, I always liked 70s animation where they have the same panel in the back over and over again.
right, just or they use it like they use the same panel a few times in the show. You're like, hey man, it's
Deja
bullshit.
vu.
Yeah, this is bullshit, man.
The
As an
budgets were
adult,
not that good.
yeah, as an adult, it doesn't translate quite as well. Although the Superman one does. I think it was the '50s or '60s Superman.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's really done well. I can't remember who did the production. I'm terrible with
They
names
spent
and
a
stuff.
lot of money on that. Like,
Yeah, they spent a ton, and it was well worth it. And
yeah,
it
yeah,
holds up to that's what the Batman was modeled after too, right? That
yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
series. So it's awesome, awesome.
So yeah, so before we were actually talking about this, but we were talking about how the MCU brought a lot of collectors back into collecting.
Big time.
And I was the same way. Like I sort of would buy a few comics even during the early 2000s, but not much. I wouldn't buy any of the new stuff. I'd pick up like some of the older stuff that I was missing from my collection.
Sure.
But really what brought me back was the MCU into full force, right? So
it,
um,
it really brought comic books like right. They brought it all back, right? It was like that was
yeah,
a big
yeah.
deal now again, and it was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people were kind of pushed away from the whole, comic collecting thing when the 90s bust happened. It just sort of, it was so big and then just collapsed.
And the I don't know. You look at it, yeah, sure, it collapsed, but you look at it now. A lot of people have a lot of copies of those comic books, and
Mhm.
there's quite a few '90s, late '80s comic books that are worth a few bucks, man. Like there's
Yeah.
all those whatever Secret Wars comic books, and
The Secret Wars. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like there's a few in that era that are worth some or will be worth even more money. Let's say X-Men 4 from the Claremont run.
Mhm.
Like there's certain comic books that are gonna they'll have their day in the sun and they're gonna be worth a couple bucks, and those people are
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
like, man, they were right. The
you know,
only
you
one
always
that's
hear the
Yeah, the
story
only
where
one that's
people,
not gonna be worth money is the Superman white plastic bag and the Superman black plastic bag.
yeah,
That'll
yeah,
be
yeah,
worth
those are awesome
25
though.
bucks for the rest of your life.
Yeah, well, yeah, I always hear like, I always remember like back in the 90s, people would have long boxes and it was like all black or all white
Oh,
covered, those things.
oh,
And it was just like, I'm going to retire on this.
right? and that's awesome. You know what? That's not a terrible. You can collect that way. You can collect any way you want, man. I don't
Mhm.
have a problem how anybody collects. Um, I do think that people, if you are selling, I don't know. I think there should be some sort of collection involved. Like, I don't know. You have to love comics. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
that should be a part of it. You shouldn't just be trying to, I don't know, destroy the community with expensive comic books. You should at least love comic books, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you should love what you buy personally, but
Yeah,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
absolutely.
So I always ask this: do you have some comics you want to show, or
I do. You
I'll make
know,
you big when you do this?
you
So.
said you said show 20. I'm gonna show
Oh,
some
okay,
honor.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna show some honorable mentions
Okay,
just because I want to. So
okay. You can
there's
show as much as you want. Actually, I don't. Oh
Fantastic
wow,
Four number
that's one
nine,
I'm looking for.
and it's got well, it's in terrible shape, but it's still awesome. Of course,
Yeah.
Namor there on the front cover, looking broody
Mhm.
as ever.
Yeah,
That's what he does. At
that's
least
great.
in that age of comic book, he was very broody.
So one of
Um,
my goals is to try to get Fantastic Four 1 through 10. That's one of the issues that I'm missing.
you have an amazing collection. I have
Mhm.
nothing in comparison to your collection, but Forever People. It's got the
Yeah,
first appearance of Darkseid. I'm
that's
a real.
that book is so undervalued.
I love bad guys for some reason. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
is. I love Darth Vader. I love the Joker. You know,
Hmm.
so we got the Blob.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, a couple of honorable mentions there.
Those are some pretty good. Like those are big honorable mention books.
Well, I didn't really pick a lot of old books that I'm going to show off, so I just wanted to be like, hey, I do have some old books. I just,
Okay.
just in case the crowd goes, man, this guy only collects new books. He sucks. So this is probably my favorite series of all time.
Oh
I have
wow,
I have
yeah.
the whole series. This is, I don't know, whatever it is. It's my favorite read of all time. Um,
You know, it's funny that that series is considered one of the great novels of all time.
I
It's like in
believe
the
that,
top 100 novels of all time.
and
It's
I believe that. What is it? Was it Alan Moore that did this? I believe.
Alan Moore, yeah.
Yeah, and he's awesome. I think he's doing a teaching class on writing now. At least I see those
Yeah,
ads.
I think I've seen ads for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I keep seeing ads for him
Like what?
teaching. I'm like, holy
So
shit.
weird. Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably my favorite series of all time. Favorite read of all time. Certainly, a couple years back, I bought uh, like a soft cover
Yeah, I
novel.
got the trade paperback as well.
Yeah, so I got that, and I read it, and I was like, oh, I'm back into comic books.
You know what I think was really interesting? Like, did you watch the movie obviously too,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
It was pretty, it's like
Fairly
almost like
accurate.
yeah,
Fairly
yeah.
accurate. They like
There was
you
a few
can't
changes,
you
but
can't really blame Hollywood for changing things. Some things are not they don't translate as well from movie to
mhm.
book or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know s- drawing to movie, that kind of thing. They just
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
translate that well. I think
But
the movie was really good. Actually, I thought it was.
yeah, I loved the movie actually.
The
I thought it was
soundtrack
amazing.
was great.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The whole thing. Yeah, even the beginning with that the song that was going on there. What was it? Bob
Yeah,
Dylan, I think, was playing in the background.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah, it was so brilliant.
So this is a Ditko cover. Um,
Oh, nice.
that's Erie number 6. Um, you just don't see a lot of his work outside of comic books, so this is pretty awesome
Hmm.
to see that he can do
Yeah,
really
the horror stuff.
amazing works of art like that. Is pretty mind.
Actually, that's in some ways that's better than
Yeah,
some of his comic work.
and that's what exactly his art on this is amazing. And again,
Mhm.
this is the book that I recently bought at the comic show, and it's like a 9.2. It's in really good shape.
And
So
like how, oh, sorry, here, wait, let me make you big again.
yeah.
And you paid like 75 or how much?
I actually paid $65 for this, and
Nice.
they threw in a Vault of Horrors #1 as
Oh,
well.
that's
Uh,
that's a pretty nice book too.
yeah, like it, not like the I think it's the Vault of Horror or something like that. I don't know. It's one of the Marvel or
Is it the one of
DC.
the modern reprints?
Yeah, it's pretty good though. It's not bad. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't show
that's
that yet
cool.
because that's my favorite comic book. I'll show that one later.
Okay, show that last.
And we talked last night, and I only found one in my collection right now, but I have some Dave Stevens
Oh,
covers. The art that he
yeah.
does, the women that he draws, amazing.
Yeah, I really like that series, by the way. I have the whole run as well. I mean,
The
it's a
the
great,
font is great. The
yeah.
covers are great. Like that is true comic book glory right there.
I'm a big sucker for good girl art and sci-fi and the
Sci-fi,
combination of
man.
the two.
Sci-fi really drags me in, especially with the old covers. I really love a really good sci-fi cover for some reason.
Hmm.
Um, I think I have one of my favorite covers of all time is I can't remember. I don't know. I have it here. I'm sure. I got it's like a
Hmm.
man. It has Man Wolf on the cover.
Oh, okay.
There's Omega Man number
Um,
what 3?
or four,
Um,
isn't it?
is I think it's number 3. Yeah,
Oh,
Omega
number
Man
three. I always get the
number
number
3.
mixed up for some reason.
This guy, he's like in the 90s, right? That's when I was really, my buddies were into comics, they were collecting, and that's when the Lobo mini series came out, which I have as well.
Hmm.
And Lobo was just super, super cool. So when I got back into collecting comics, I bought this guy right away.
That was actually one of the first books that I bought when I sort of got really back into collecting comics too. I was like, oh, and it wasn't that expensive.
It
And
wasn't,
it's gone up since. It's
I
gone
think I
up
paid
since.
$60 for it or something like that. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cheap. It
Yeah,
might still be cheap. It's overlooked, to be honest. A lot of DC
yeah.
stuff's overlooked. Their keys are the only keys that are really expensive for DC are like the old stuff from Spider-Man
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
Superman.
DC doesn't get their love that it deserves.
They really don't. They really don't. You
Oh,
know?
nice.
I was really happy that he showed up in movies. I know he hasn't been in the MCU yet, but I hope they use the same guy to do him because I think he did an awesome job.
Yeah, he nailed it, like in
Yeah,
terms of the
yeah,
look.
yeah. Brolin really nailed playing him.
It's funny that he's both Thanos and Cable.
Right, right. And he did a great job. So I really loved it. I hope they don't.
Hmm.
Not that I love Deadpool. I don't really like reading Deadpool too much.
Hmm.
I hate reading Deadpool actually, but Deadpool movies are very good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I don't know. I hope they don't mess that up because those movies have been really great.
Oh, nice. That's another one I always like. I think to me that's just one of those classic covers. Like just
100%. It's just a cover by. There's nothing
nothing
special, like
super
super
special about
special
it.
about the book.
Yeah. But it's
Um,
Todd McFarlane. It's got a cool like hook to it, the reflection. Yeah.
yeah, Todd McFarlane. I watched the documentary, his documentary, and that was half the reason I started Bleeker Street Comics. That guy's very inspiring. He just
Hmm.
does things out of nothing. I don't know. He inspired me to open a comic book store. So
Oh,
that
nice.
is probably
That's a
one of
big
my
book.
that's one of my more expensive books. It's in great, great
Is
shape.
that the one your sister gave you?
No, no, the one my sister gave me is sadly long departed this world. I would imagine.
Oh,
Somebody may have it, but I doubt it.
yeah. So,
My parents were not good to my toy collection, nor were they good to my anything collection.
so for those people that don't know, that's the first Boba Fett.
That is the first Boba Fett. Boba Fett is awesome. Well, yeah, well, whatever. I'm not even going to mention that. I'm not going to start talking about Boba Fett.
We don't have to mention the series.
Right?
That's a different
They,
thing.
yeah, they really messed him up.
Oh,
Voltron.
Voltron.
Seriously, I used to, come home Saturday mornings, come home after school. Voltron was the thing for me. I have another copy of this. It's signed,
Mhm.
I think, by I don't know, maybe Herb Trimp or something like that. But
Oh, cool.
I do have Voltron one a couple of times, and I love Voltron a lot.
Hmm.
I'm hoping that they do something with Voltron because
I thought they were.
I,
I thought there was some plan and then it disappeared, then came back. I don't know. Some weird thing.
I'm not even sure if that's hype to just get movies going. at this point in
Okay.
time, or to get things sold. Because as soon as you mention that it's optioned or something, like as
It's
soon
like,
as
the
something
book
gets
has been
optioned,
optioned. Yeah, it's like
yeah, when
now
I'm
it's 10x.
100%, it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be some still Care Bears versus, I don't know, Thor or some bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's good. And don't get me wrong, they probably could do that. I don't know if Disney owns Care Bears, but they may at this point in time. So it could
You
happen
know,
at
it's
any
funny.
point.
Just you mentioned Care Bears, and I actually picked up Care Bears #1 like about
Nice,
2-3 months ago. Okay, just
nice.
because I was being nostalgic. I want to, it's a cool book,
Half the reason. That's half
and
the reason things sell, man.
and for some reason, I don't know why. I guess I predicted the market, but they started doing commercials. I see commercials now with Care Bears in them. I'm like,
100%.
it's things come back. Things always come back. It's
Yeah, I like to say that they love to rape my childhood and just
exactly.
it's raping and pillaging all my stuff. And they're like, "Hey, remember
Yeah.
when you really enjoyed life and you had no worries? Here, buy this. You maybe feel the same as you did then." That's what they're doing to you. I'm
Yeah,
telling
yeah, yeah, but not as nice as that.
you. No, they're just mean about it because they put out so much stuff that I can't afford.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
this is
Joker.
yeah, this
Is
is
that's a sketch?
that is a sketch by Ken Lashley. Um, and he
Not
did.
familiar with the artist.
Ken Lashley is the artist that did the sketch, and
But I
he
mean,
did.
does he do covers normally or?
Yeah, he did. Yes, he does. He did. Let's see. He did the recent Daredevil 25 Venomized version.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, he does. He does good work. He's a
It's a really good rendition of the Joker. I mean,
Yeah, it's really great. It's really fun.
mhm.
He's a big, awesome black dude. He's
Yeah.
he's just fun. He's always really nice if you ever meet him. Um,
Mhm.
the book
Did you
costs
get
money.
that done at the con?
I did. This book costs some money, obviously, because it's
Yeah,
his
yeah.
sketch and everything. But I brought a couple other books, and he signed them for free.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah, he was just friendly to meet. Hey, man, how you doing? What's up? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Good enough, dude. I can't remember. I think he likes coffee and donuts or some bullshit. Bring him some of that shit. He'll be real happy.
You give him donuts in the
Give him donuts. He'll be
bottom.
happy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's Batman Who Laughs #5. Can't remember who did the cover. I
It looks almost like Art Germ or somebody like that level.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just one of my favorite covers that I have in my collection. Again, it's a
Or
nothing
Ramita
book
or
really,
something.
but it's just a super super duper dope cover and
Yeah.
one of my favorite new characters. So
Yeah, I actually on some show I did, I was talking about how Batman Who Laughs is kind of the modern Joker, like not just the Joker, but modern best character that's come out. Like
I would
he's
have to say absolutely,
yeah,
100%
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Uh, Without a doubt, I don't mind American Chavez. I don't like her books yet,
yeah.
but I like her powers. I like,
Her power set's okay. It's
yeah, I
just
like her power set.
her origin and her whole story is kind
They'll
of lame.
change that. Don't worry. They've changed everybody's origin like 16 times already.
Yeah,
Don't worry
yeah,
about origins. They'll give you another one in 5 years and it'll be cool.
yeah.
you know?
I'm not really into the woke stuff, so
No, me neither. Me neither.
yeah.
That's what drives me crazy about comic books and now and like reading stuff. You know,
Mhm.
Even though obviously I still got that. What is those issues where Superman's son of Kal-El? I got those
Yeah,
issues.
yeah,
I had them. You know why?
yeah.
If you're a comic book collector.
You pick it up
These
anyway.
are
Yeah,
things that happen and you need to pick them up because they're important in comic book history,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
So
you go,
I'm the
okay.
same way. I'll pick up things even that actually annoy me. I'll still pick them up.
100%, 100%. I won't pick up the first uh, Squirrel Girl. I can't do it,
Oh,
but
come on.
I can't do it,
I
man.
love that character. I
I
think it's
can't.
such
I
it's
can't.
just
I
such
can't
a
do it.
funny character.
It's not. I can't do it in my whole life. I will never do that. I can't.
That's one of the few modern comics that's on my like I have a shelf in my comic room and
That's
like it's all golden age and
right,
then
right,
there's
right.
Poor Girl there, her first appearance.
You know what? I respect your entire collection, so I'll give you that one. I'll give you the first Squirrel Girl. You can have that. That's fine. We all have things in our collections.
Yeah, yeah, some weird stuff.
This is a
Yeah.
beautiful
Nice.
Canadian newsstand.
Oh, nice. Doubly
It
good.
it is in dynamite shape. I got this for $65 again at the con.
Wow.
And the it's missing its tattoos.
Oh,
So I do
that's
have
the
to
big.
get I gotta get a I don't know, probably a Fantastic Four 252. And we're
Is
gonna do
that how
some
you get it? And you can.
we're gonna marry the book because they have the tattoos in that book and it's a lot cheaper than buying this book with the
Yeah,
tattoo.
yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, that's a nice
don't
little
tell
secret.
anybody. I'm gonna have to buy it now before you
Yeah,
put this
before it
out.
starts spiking.
Yeah. So yeah, you get that, and this is like the Canadian newsstand, so it's pretty rare. It's pretty
Hmm.
awesome.
Wow.
That's a cool, dope book that I own. Again, one of my most favorite books in my collection.
Oh, nice.
This
I
is
just recently picked that book up too.
this is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I like
Great
Rick and Morty.
condition, and I love Rick and Morty so much. I think it's one of the best shows that have come out in a long time.
Yeah, to me, it's in that kind of trinity, I guess, of like Simpsons, South Park, and Rick and Morty. You know, like kind of
It's
maybe
well
Family Guy would be another one that you could throw in
it's
there.
very well written.
Mm.
You know, you can't really you can't yeah, it's well written. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't have the first print of this.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna get into some slabs. I do have this is the crane variant, so it is the second print.
Yeah, but
It's
to me,
not
it's actually a good second print. It's like
I
I
agree.
hate second prints generally, but this one makes sense because you see his face.
I don't you know what? And I don't understand why this one's not the more expensive one because you can see his face. I
Hmm.
just feel like it's just a better variant. Uh
Hmm.
this is the first appearance of Dr. Afra.
Yeah, nice.
You know, and
And
it's
is that signed?
yeah, signed. Who signed this again? I'd have to.
It says
Where?
on the front, I think.
Yeah. In Adi Granoff.
Probably writer or.
That's my guess, or he's not. Maybe it's maybe this is it could be his variant cover, perhaps.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice stuff.
yeah, I bought it from a guy that was selling at Bleeker St Comics. I was like, yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Star Wars number 3
Oh, nice.
in dynamite condition. Like I said, huge Star Wars fan, so I got most of the Star Wars run. I'm missing Star Wars number 1, but that's because I don't want to pay that kind of money for it.
Yeah, it's gone through the roof.
And I'll find it. I'll find it. I found that Boba Fett a couple years ago, and I paid I don't know less than $5 for it. So
Oh, wow.
I will find it. I will find it.
So you're really good at finding deals then.
Yeah, I'm good at finding deals. A lot of people like you know I do a lot of shopping in weird stores and
Hmm.
talk to a lot of weird people. Ross is one of my favorite newer artists, and
That's like Silver Surfer.
this is Silver Surfer. This is one of the best ones that he did. I think these are called the timeless variants. He did a whole
Yeah, I
series.
think
He did
so.
a series of them, but this one in particular is I don't. I think it's the best one that he did.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's beautiful. So that's pretty dope. And one of my favorite characters of all time. Even. So
I have to ask this. I think I know the answer, but I'll ask it anyways. Did you like the He-Man series that came out?
Kevin Smith can fuck off. Yeah, it was drawn. It was the art was okay. It was very. It was the art was
The art
very
was okay.
nostalgic. The art was all right. Um,
Oh man.
I don't okay like, and there was a whole hubbub about it. And Kevin Smith, there's a lot of crying about it and blah blah blah. He
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
crying that people were mad at him and people were crying that he was a liar, and he is a liar.
Yeah.
I used to go home and watch He-Man. I'm like, first of all,
No,
no,
you
you
didn't.
didn't.
No, you didn't.
You're too old, by the way, just so you know, because I went home and watched He-Man and you're old. And never mind, Kevin, you didn't do that. You're fucking lying. You didn't like He-Man. You didn't like Voltron. I think he's resting on his laurels on the couple
Yeah.
of good movies that he's made, and now he's trying to make I don't know number 3 of this and number 3 of that. I'll be surprised if he doesn't try another Chasing Amy. You know?
Yeah. I mean that cartoon series was one of the worst cartoon series of all time.
It was. It's
You
just.
kill off your main bad guy and your main hero. Like, what are you thinking?
And don't get me wrong, if you had called it, I don't know, Tila, the
Yeah, the
or
Tila show, sure.
just Masters of the Universe, Tila, or Master, something without He-Man in it, then
Yeah.
maybe, sure, okay. I love Skelegod. I thought that was pretty cool. Skelegod was all right. But that's about it. I don't know. It was just bad. I bought the comics though, because I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I did,
I'm an
bought them
idiot
all.
too.
Like, yep, bought those in my collection. Like, yay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kevin Smith, he never even finishes anything on time. Kevin Smith, when he write, what did he write? He wrote something for Green Lantern. I don't even think he finished that. Nothing comes out on time. The guy,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that guy. But I do know Secret Wars
Oh, nice.
8 is awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I
That's
got
one of my
this
favorite covers, actually, for Spider-Man.
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. I got this off Newbie Comics a few
really?
years back now, actually, for a couple $100, less than a couple $100.
I bet he's kicking himself.
Yeah, I would imagine he is, because I got this also with the Venom. There's a story, I can't remember which story it was, but I sold that for $65, and so basically that was about $120 I spent on that. And
I
so,
got to reach out to Newbie. He's a guy I'd like to meet as well.
yeah, he's a good dude, man. He's all
He
right.
lives in this area too, right? He's like,
Yeah, he lives
I know
in
he's Canadian, so
Grimsby or something like that.
okay.
I believe so. Yeah, he's definitely Canadian. And
Another, that's a really great cover too.
I think this is Todd McFarlane. Yeah, that's Todd.
Yeah, yeah, Todd.
Like more Todd love, because I love Todd.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
that's always a great cover.
it's the newsstand as well.
Oh,
I didn't
nice.
press this before I sent it away. There's a little crease, a couple of creases in this book. I bet you I could get a 9.4 in this. I really
Nice.
feel like I could get a 9.4. I do a lot of pressing and cleaning comics for all the local comic shops here.
Oh, nice.
It's
So you find that you can usually get one or two grade bumps, or how's it?
yeah. Depending on the book, it's very hard to. You have to have an honest presser. Like, there's certain things that you're never ever going to get out of your comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if that's what they're grading it on, then you're not going to get a grade bump. But if you've got just wavy stuff or crinkly books or some weird, you can fix that.
You should see my I have the Crow.
Yeah. Oh no.
The original first Crow.
Oh.
And it had water damage.
Oh.
It was like totally like, I guess somebody it must have been in a flood or something.
Yeah.
And so it's like totally like, that wavy cover.
Oh yeah.
But it looks actually not too bad other than that, right? It's like, I got it slabbed.
How's
like,
okay? How's the color? How was the color in it? Did you notice any weird?
Color.
Okay, you didn't notice any weird water damagey marks or anything?
No, it looks like.
Oh, you could fix some of that, man. I think I could fix that for you.
I would
like to fix that for you and get you a better grade.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell you what, I'll do that one for free just because it's the Crow #1 and I love the Crow. So
yeah, we'll have to meet up. And
absolutely, I'd do that for free. Just try to get you a little better grade. That would be awesome.
Yeah. But that book gets crazy at high grade.
Oh yeah. It's I think it's sold in the height for $20,000 at a 90.
Yeah.
It was insane.
It's such a rare book. It's hard to find.
It is rare. It is. It's not easy to find. Not everybody was the Crow fan, which I don't understand because it was a huge deal when it came out.
Yeah,
Trent Reznor did the great soundtrack for it.
Yeah, I mean, and there was so much coolness about it. Not just the movie itself.
Yeah.
But just the fact that somebody died and that whole kind of
the mystique of and it brought back the whole Bruce Lee, the death of that. It brought it all back, right? So yeah, it was a big deal. You know, I don't know if there's any conspiracy theory, but I don't care.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Venom #3. I did press this book, got myself a 9.8. Pretty happy with that. I love Miles Morales also as a new character. I think he's probably my favorite version of Spider-Man at the moment.
He seems to be popular with the young kids.
he's I'm not a young kid, but I appreciate that. He's just got great powers. He's got a really good story. They write him well. he's back to being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's not sleeping on a guy's couch after he bungled the Fortune 500 company, even though he's a genius. Like,
Yeah.
I just can't. The writing of Spider-Man is so bad. It's just so bad that I can't deal
You
with it.
can't. Yeah, I haven't read the recent stuff.
It's
I just
I hear the
couldn't.
recent stuff's getting better, but even then, I'm like, they really they buggered it up for me hard. He's just not the same character, you know. And maybe it's
Yeah.
because I'm old, but I like my Spider-Man. I like my friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
that's
Where
it.
he's
I like him.
like he's relatable. He's like, he's just like some teen that's a little bit in that kind of like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. He is way more relatable to people, and that's
yeah.
why he's probably the most famous superhero in the world. I know Superman, Batman.
Well, the funny thing is,
I would say Spider-Man's probably the most famous
yeah,
world.
yeah. But if you look at like I'm a big Golden Age collector, and
Yes, yes, you are.
the Golden Age characters sort of have an archetype. It's like always rich characters. Like they're usually rich
Yep.
socialites and stuff like that, and then they have this alter ego where they go off and fight crime.
The
And
Phantom. Yeah.
that was sort of the style back then. And then Spider-Man kind of turned it around and said, no, he's just a common Joe, and he's and not even just a common Joe. He's not even an adult. He's like a kid.
He's a
And
sidekick, man. That's
yeah,
supposed to be a sidekick.
yeah,
He's not
exactly.
a
So
guy.
it's really cool that, and I really always gravitated to that, especially when you're young. You can,
100%.
because usually the
Same reason I
sidekick,
love Shazam. Shazam
yeah,
is
yeah,
one of
yeah.
my all-time favorites because when I was a kid, of course, I
Mhm.
wanted to be a huge, strong superhero if I
Yeah,
could
yeah,
say a
yeah,
bloody magic word.
yeah.
Who doesn't appeal? Who doesn't that appeal to when they're a 12-year-old young person? That's
Exactly,
ridiculous.
exactly. So, like I always try to get like radioactive spiders to bite me, but it never seems to work. I don't know why.
And it'll just give you weird lumps and stuff. I don't recommend it. Don't do it, kids. Kids at home, don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, okay, so well, I'll let you show some more. Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think I
wow.
just got a couple more. So
Okay,
that's the foil version.
okay.
I
Does
could
that
have
come out at the same time, or was that?
yeah, it came out at the same time, but I really honestly prefer the foil version. It's not worth
Yeah,
as
it's a little bit
much,
more glossy.
but man, it's really beautiful. And this one
Mm,
happens to be signed by Jock, and I got it for an amazing price. I think I paid 180 for it.
wow.
Um, and so I was really happy to get that.
Is it the foil that's more expensive, or is it the other
No,
one?
no, it's the A cover. The regular cover is the most expensive. It's got a white background.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. That I just recently picked that up. So
and honestly, I prefer the foil. I just think it's
no, I think the foil looks better.
just a prettier cover.
Yeah, everyone likes foils. Yeah, foils are cool. Oh,
There,
that's cool.
and there's my
Nash.
favorite comic in my collection.
Oh,
Uh,
I love Robert Crumb. He's just so
me
awesome.
too. He is my favorite of all time. I love his art. I love his whole style. That's why I liked Red Room when it came out. Um,
Yeah, it's
but yeah,
similar kind of stuff.
Robert Crumb, definitely. You can see it's a really small comic, super underground. It's
Yeah, I never
wicked.
knew what it looked like, tell you the truth. I've seen the cover before,
So
but I
super,
didn't realize
super
it was a
dope.
small comic.
You see the I think the penis in the
Yeah,
upper corner here, which
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah. The number one is a
fantastic.
penis.
Like it's just all fantastic. His
Yeah,
art,
yeah.
love it.
So
Um,
did you watch the documentary about him back in the 90s?
I did. He's a weird dude, man.
He's a weird dude, but that's actually what got me into his collecting his stuff.
Me
It's,
too. That's
you
part
know,
of what got me into it. Where I first, speaking of documentaries, where I
mhm,
first saw Robert Crumb
mhm.
was in Comic Book Confidential. It's called. It's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
documentary,
I know that
and
documentary. Yeah.
right, and it's got sort of a history of comic books. It goes
Mhm.
from the horror age. The guy I can't remember the guy with the beard. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god.
yeah,
You know him because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he did all the Tales of the Crypt and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I just can't remember his name because I'm terrible with names.
Uh, William Gaines,
Yes, Gaines, that's the one. There he is. And
a
it went
good
all the
one.
way through it. It went all the way through it, and I loved it. I thought that was the greatest documentary. I was in a documentary phase. That's when I watched the Todd McFarlane documentary as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the Robert Crumb one though, he is so weird.
Oh, he's a
And
weird dude.
but you can see that weirdness, not just like, it's almost like almost autistic, not autistic, but that just that mindset where he really gets into these kind of weird details and kind of things. So I mean, like, if you look at a Robert Crumb piece and if you look at the background, it's actually stunning, like all the details that he puts into his art.
And
I
that's the
just,
he's I think he pays a guy to go around and take pictures of
yeah,
backgrounds in
background.
American towns and stuff
And he
like
likes
that.
seeing all those wires and different
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Yeah,
And guess what? That's if you open a bloody modern Marvel book, you will not see a background in the sky. You will see
yeah,
sky and characters.
yeah.
Sky
It's
and
very
characters.
minimalistic.
It is super minimalistic. They don't do backgrounds anymore. They don't really do that great art anymore. It's all splash
Yeah,
page. And
big fan of Robert Crumb. He's
me too. Me too. His
yeah.
art's great, which is the reason I gravitated toward Red Room when it came out. That was very
Hmm.
similar style of art, and I was like, "Oh my
Hmm.
god,
Yeah,
yay!"
yeah,
And it was good as well. Loved it. I thought the story was unique and
yeah.
interesting. A little hard for some people, but
Not,
still,
not not meant for kids.
yeah, definitely not for kids. But it
Not
was
meant for your Christian parents either.
no, 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 definitely not them.
So yeah, so I'm still trying to get a Fritz the cat number one. Like
Oh,
that's
that would be
that's
sweet.
for,
That would be.
yeah. So okay, so I'm gonna actually wrap it up soon. But where can people find you? Where like
Uh, Mostly I'm on Instagram. I do a lot of my Instagram stuff, regular posts. I'm here in St. Catharines, Ontario. I have a shop on
mhm,
Crescent Avenue, 46 Crescent Avenue in St. Catharines. It's a flea market, open every
mhm,
Sunday. Once in a while, I do some YouTube shorts and things like that. You can definitely find me on The Hunt. You can find
mhm.
me every now and again on Biggie's Collectors Club. I'm all around. I get
Okay.
around, man. I get around.
Okay, cool. I'll link to your Instagram in the
Please do.
description.
Yeah.
So people, go over there, check them out. And if you see them on like the Hunt or any of these on Biggie's show, you're gonna
Please
get
give me a
some
vote,
cool
folks.
stuff.
Please give me a vote. Oh
Vote
yeah.
for him.
Yeah, please do.
And if
And
he's
if
up against me, then don't vote for him. But
definitely vote for me. This guy's books will kill me. So just vote for me because I'm cute. Um, I also want to say just quick. I know it's weird. I don't want to plug
Mhm.
myself, but I am having an awesome auction right now,
Oh,
and
okay.
if it isn't done by the time this airs, we got the first appearance of Blade, second appearance of Blade are the first prizes. So that's Tomb of Dracula 10 and 12.
Nice.
We've got Marvel Point One, the first new Nova, as a second place prize at a 9.0 CGC. And we're going to put in a third place secret prize pretty soon. 40 spots. We have 33 spots left. So,
Okay, cool. So give me the link for all that, and I'll put it in the description as well
course.
because
Yeah.
I'm sure people like those comics. So
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah. They're good
they'll
comics.
pick them
They're
up.
not like super duper high grade or anything. They're
Mhm.
probably a 2.5, maybe a 3. But
Nice.
obviously, the other one's a 9. And the third place prize will be pretty cool as well. So,
Okay, cool. Okay, so thanks again for coming on the show, and we'll talk later.
absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks for having me, my
Okay.
friend. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.